I feel like it's redemption.
Time for you to go. Yes, Sam!
Which is worse, eating a whole bunch of gross food or getting voted out in the middle of insanity where, correct me if I'm wrong, if you had voted the right way, that never would have happened.
Yeah, so first of all, the food challenge is still coming up in my throat. It's disgusting, and I hate it, and it will never go away, I feel like. My shirt and clothes still smell like it, but no, it was obviously, like, I was just trying to do something. I knew the vote wasn't going to be unanimous on me again. I knew they were splitting it because I'm crafty, and I think that they assumed that I had something up my sleeve, and I did. Luckily, I just found it. But Justin told me, like, oh yeah, they're trying to split on Louis, and I don't know what I can do. Like, I have to do what I have to do. He told me that when we were talking at the thing, and I was like, okay. And I assumed Justin was lying to me, and that he was just trying to, like, make me feel better to console me as a jury vote. And he wasn't going to tell me who they were actually splitting with. So I just threw a name out, and I voted Justin. I should have voted Louis. Would have made a lot of sense to vote Louis. And if I would have voted Louis, it wouldn't have been a tie. We wouldn't have had a revote, and I would still be in the game with an idol that everyone knows by. But the reason that I stood up and said it was because as soon as I started untying it, there were like 5 of us that won that advantage in the first challenge. They all knew what I was doing. So like they could see there was a metal ball on the end of that one and feathers on the rest. And these, I don't know what these are, like stone seashells or something on the rest of them. So there was at least 3 of them that 100% knew, if not everyone, because I'm pretty sure everyone knew by that point in time.
So rarely, I mean, obviously it comes down to one vote in this situation, but backing up, how did you end up in a place where suddenly you go from seeming like you're pretty secure to a unanimous vote against?
I think that the problem was that I was secure. Like, I literally, like, I would have gone to rocks for Anthony, like 100%, like if I had to. And that trust was not reciprocated. The only one that actually I could have trusted was Rachel, and she's the one that told me to play my idol. Well, she didn't know I had an idol, but she told me as we were going into tribal, she was like, you're in trouble. And that's because Rachel and I have known each other for like 5 years, you know, and no one knew that going into the game. No one still knows that, I'm sure. But yeah, so I trusted Rachel, and I played it, and it was correct. And I think just the reason was, I think if I had to say, like, I don't think Ant and Jules wanted to flip on me. I think it just kind of came up that way that they had to, because like you can't go, if you stick with me, like you're putting yourself in a sinking ship. And it was the one thing Justin said that I knew for sure Rachel wasn't lying to me, and I didn't think Rachel was lying to me in the first place, but when he said there are some really good social players at place in this game, and they're making some moves, and I was like, yo, she was right. It's me.
So you're saying that Rachel's warning you.
Rachel won me both votes. That's the only reason I didn't play my idol to this vote too, is because she looked at Louis and told me it was him, which confirmed what Justin said, which, again, if I would have played it right. But that's 2 missed votes in a row, because I knew in the vote before that too, when it was unanimously me, like everyone knew I was voting for Justin. So Gracie knew to play the idol for Justin. If I would have voted for Louis then, I also would have been fine.
So Louis has been saved twice now.
Louis realistically should have been out of this game 2 votes in a row, and instead it was me and Trav.
So you...
but that's on me, so.
I had a question, and now I've lost it.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. It'll come back. Setting aside the game for a second, how was the experience for you? You've played in other games.
Yeah, so the reason I know Rachel and Greg, who's the crew member that played last year, is because we all went to Ohio State, and we all played in Survival Time and Change at Ohio State. So Greg and I actually started the organization, and Rachel was one of our players. So I was like on the crew at Ohio State, like I helped make the challenges, I helped set everything up. But we had a retreat one like over winter break one time, and we all played, like all of the crew, instead of like getting castaways to play, all of the crew played in like a cabin in the woods for 24 hours. So literally a similar setup. Like we had the same smoothie challenge in one of our like Ohio State games. And I came in second place in that one. And that was like going in, everyone knew I was a social threat. So I think I don't even know if I attacked the game differently, but I think this one, like it was very quickly realized how much of a threat I was, just because I'm loud. I think that was part of it.
Did the loudness
I don't know.
help or hurt in this game? Because it seemed at times you were on top of things.
I mean, I think I was on top of things until everyone was like, yeah, I think Sam actually might be running this shit. Because, like, honestly, like, obviously I don't know what everyone's doing, but, like, I'm pretty sure, like, it was Justin and I running this game for the first half of it. And I think that my alliance started to realize, like, if you don't get rid of me, like, and I get close to the end, I'm obviously a challenge threat because I was, like, in the final for that one. I won the other one, you know, so I think they started to realize, like, if we don't get rid of her now, like, we might not be able to.
So I know what I was going to say. So Rachel warned
Yeah.
you,
Yeah, she did.
but that implies like she's not calling the shots. She's talking about people who are doing things. Who are the people calling the shots? Who are the ones saying, you know, putting the hit out on you?
I think it was, I mean, like, if I had to guess, it was Gracie. Because, I mean, great, and, like, we talked about it, too. That's the thing, she never tried to hide it from me. She was like, mad respect for your game, but, like, I gotta do what I gotta do. And I was like, I understand it, you know, which is a thing. And I think before that, Justin was running it, and he started to realize how much he was running it. But I have a feeling Justin's gonna join me on that bench in a couple votes.
Okay. Who else is going to join you on that bench?
Oh, man. Well, obviously, I hope not Rachel. I would love to vote for Rachel to win this game. But I'm not a petty jury member. I'll vote for who played the best game. So if Gracie gets that final 3 and she continues on the way she is, I'll vote for her. If Justin gets that final 3, I'll vote for him. But right now, Louis' odds aren't looking too hot. Maybe he'll get third time's the charm, right? Honestly, I would love to see David make it to final 3 too. He's a cool dude and he's playing really hard. But again, the Zeke I think are still. Actually, you know, I don't really know. I don't really know. Obviously.
Well,
If I knew, I'd still be in the game.
Exactly. When you're sitting here, you're not supposed to know.
I feel like that's true.
Well, it was a pleasure to watch you play.
It was a good time. I had a very good time.
But obviously your job's not done.
Yeah,
You've got to join that jury
I'll do it.
and decide who ultimately wins the game. Right now, we want to get you over so you can watch the next challenge.
I would love that.
To cheer, boo, whatever you want to do.
I'll do all the above.
All right, fantastic. And then after that, we'll get you access to food, shower, the rest of it.
Yeah.
Hell of a game.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah.